In 1973, a BBC crew led by Jack Prizzi came to Bombay. They wanted to make a documentary about Rajesh Khanna, his stardom and his eccentric ways as part of the Men Alive series. In the end, Khanna earned the tag of a person having the charisma of Rudolph Valentino and arrogance of Napoleon, which was consistent with the reputation he earned for himself in his career up until then. This serves as a pretty neat example of how film stardom used to be prior to the age of internet and 24/7 media coverage. Stars were an enigmatic lot. Each had a different way of dealing with success, but even the more humble of the lot were constantly guided by a desire to keep their true personality hidden and their thoughts and beliefs away from the public sphere.
Do you go to the movies? Come to think of it.
Once in a while.
This mysteriousness drew people in and kept the public interested and invested, much like it would in a mystery film or novel. That was the case until this guy came in. This is Shahrukh Khan, arguably the biggest superstar of Bollywood in the last 2 decades. In the AIB podcast that was widely watched on the internet a few weeks back. The first thing that strikes the viewers is how laid back and open he seems, as opposed to the celebrities of the previous generation, and even most of his stiff contemporaries. In all his interviews, he's full of his own ideas and stories, cracking jokes all the time. He has made a name for himself by winning people over with his wit and charm. That has earned him loads of admirers even beyond the realm of his films. However, like all good things, he comes with his own bunch of eccentricities and mysteriousness. Despite his apparent openness, people seem to get confused by this man. With Shahrukh Khan, you are never sure what this guy truly believes in. The dichotomy of Shahrukh the star versus Shahrukh the man, the risk-taker Shahrukh of Dar versus the sold-out Shahrukh churning out Happy New Year and Dilwale's year after year, is too much to handle for some people. Even his humor springs back and forth between self-deprecating and self-aggrandizing category, which at times may come off as arrogant or cocky. So why does he do all that? I believe in order to understand this man, we need to delve deep into his style of humor. Francis Hutcheson expressed in Thoughts on Laughter what became a key concept in the evolving theory of comedy. Laughter as a response to the perception of incongruity. A felt incongruity between what we know and expect and what actually takes place.
क्या आपको पता है, मैं पहले सोचता था कि मुझे अपनी मर्दानगी दिखाने के लिए अपने बाल जेल करने चाहिए, कि अपनी सेक्सी छाती का ख्याल रखना चाहिए. Focus, please.
If we analyze SRK's interviews, one thing becomes clear. A lot of the things he says in a manner that are self-deprecating in nature.
And I don't use Botox as yet.
All the while maintaining a cynical tone. And these things are by default instances of incongruity. We do not expect our stars to make fun of the film industry, their stardom, or themselves. And if you live in India, religion and political issues. But not Shahrukh Khan. Back in 1999, this is what he had to say about his cross-religion marriage with Gauri Khan, previously Gauri Chibbar.
तो उसमें एक बात मुझे लगी कि यार in no which way should it come across to anyone कि being not from the same religion, I'm making fun of the religion, मतलब एक seriousness दिखाऊं. तो उसमें मैं कुछ ज़्यादा serious हो गया, मैं मतलब कुछ method acting में चला गया.
Life is full of absurdities. Life for a Delhi boy who rose to the top of the Bollywood without any backing from the industry is even more full of it. Many people react to life's absurdities by falling into denial rather than confronting it directly. So no wonder Shahrukh often finds himself in the center of a great controversy for speaking his mind in a country as sensitive as ours. However, it takes much energy to maintain the walls of denial. This kind of banter that breaks through this psychic barrier can be a uniquely significant source of pleasure. Shahrukh, being the intelligent, self-aware creature he is, provides exactly this kind of relief for himself and the tolerant listener. With his cynical detachment and self-referential brand of humor, he stands slightly at a distance from everything, enabling him to maintain a dryly humorous commentary about what's going on around him. Not just that, he has a habit of seeing through absurdities in his surrounding and referencing them in his work.
I think they'll take my doctorate back.
Which is pretty amazing for a Bollywood star who is accused of making dumb blockbusters all the time. Back in 1995, he starred in Ketan Mehta directed Darling Ye Hai India, in which the hero was called a hero, the heroine a heroine, and the villain a villain. As a direct continuation, in 2008 came Om Shanti Om, the masala potboiler full of meta jokes on the film industry. And recently in 2015, a particular scene in Fan was a direct reference to his own experiences as a prolific wedding performer. That was unimaginable even a few years back, as it could lead people to see through the absurdity of the image Shahrukh Khan the star, one that he himself carefully curated over decades. And that brings us to the question of why. Who is he laughing at? What is the biggest absurdity of all in SRK's mind? The answer is expectations. We impart much positive value on expectation. Expectation and happiness are intricately related, we feel. However, British psychologists from University College of London found that day-to-day well-being does not reflect how well things are going, but whether things are going better than expected. So hope is as good as we use it to be, on us and on the world around us. Unfortunately, we have absurd expectations from our fellow human beings and especially our public figures. From their lifestyle to their choice of films to whether or not they should speak on social and political issues. If there is one thing Shahrukh Khan loves more than making films, it's playing with our expectations. By constantly hammering our hope of how he should behave, he is doing us a favor that can lead to delightful instances of self-discovery. The truth is, he made it big despite people's expectation of him, not because of them. He owes nothing to anyone except himself.
My wish and desire is that at the end of my career, I don't owe this to anyone, including the audience. I'm able to say, listen, I deserved it because I gave you back enough.
Beyond his ironic detachment and deep-seated cynicism, there is one thing he has spoken of over and over again. The one thing we can all probably learn from him. No two people are the same, and no one has a right to shove their own expectations of that person onto someone else. The day we realize it's okay to be different is the day we learn to see through our own hypocrisies. We become much more tolerant to other people and their views, and from that day, a truly compassionate life begins.
चला